Yo, what's going on everybody? My name is Ryan, I'm a CPA, and today I'm going to be talking about what is really deductible in your business. And I'm going to just go over some things that are frequently asked of me. And I might be making this into a series because there's probably going to be new things that come up with the new tax law changes and stuff that you all might have questions about. So I'm just going to go through like some of the basic things that people have asked me a lot throughout the years, and hopefully it could help answer some questions for you. But before I do that, I'd really appreciate it if you smash the like button. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing to my channel and also hit me up in the comment section below if you have any questions or concerns or anything like that. All right, so the first thing I get asked a lot is if you can deduct coffee or meals that you purchase, when you're driving or when you're like on your way to a client or maybe on the way to your office, something like that. And again, this is for business owners. And the answer is no. You can't deduct coffee or meals that you purchase when you're by yourself, okay? Especially when you're around town. So let's say you're leaving home and you're getting ready to meet your clients at their location and you want to stop off at your local coffee house and get just a latte or something for yourself, then that's not allowed. You can't deduct that because that's just like a personal meal, so to speak. Now, if you're traveling away from your hometown, if you're staying overnight somewhere or traveling away, then that's considered a travel expense and you can deduct that. But when you are in town by your home or by your local area, that's not allowed. Now, you can deduct coffees and meals if you're meeting a client, at the coffee shop, or if you are meeting a colleague or someone in your networking circle. That's all allowed as a business expense, and that's usually 50% deductible. However, for 2021, that is currently 100% deductible due to some of the tax changes that were passed earlier. The next question I get asked a lot is about car washes. And these are mostly asked from like realtors, people who drive a lot. They want to know if they can deduct their car washing because they think that, keeping the car maintained gives them a good image to their clients, and thus, being more successful and more well put together. And while that all makes sense, these people cannot deduct their car washes. And I'm talking about people who take the mileage deduction for their cars. So, people who are like realtors or maybe like loan officers, CPAs, attorneys, people who just drive a little more frequently for business, but the business doesn't own the vehicle, they can't be deducting car wash expenses. That's a personal expense, okay? Because the basis of the mileage deduction is that it covers gas, maintenance, stuff like car wash. So you can't take both. You can only do one or the other, mileage or actual expenses. And so in order to deduct car washes, the business needs to own the vehicle. It needs to be the one that purchased the vehicle, and they yet to be the one depreciating the vehicle through the business and all that. And I have another video on that, on whether or not the business should purchase a vehicle. Usually it's not a good idea unless it's truly a business vehicle, like a work van or something like that. But don't be one of those people that tries to get your business to buy your personal vehicle. That's not cool. That's not so simple. It's not as simple as you might think. Another item I get asked a lot about is clothing. Is clothing deductible? Like you're a lawyer, you need to buy a suit for yourself in order to appear in court, or you're a realtor, you have to buy nice clothes so you can appear like, you give off the image that you are well put together and successful for your clients. And like the car wash thing, it kind of makes sense, but clothing generally is not deductible. There's only a few kind that are, okay? So if you just own like a business, like an attorney, real estate, restaurant, dental office, your regular clothes that you can wear in other situations are not deductible. But uniforms are deductible. Uniforms usually contain things like your company's logo, or maybe if you own a doctor practice, it's like, the scrubs, your lab coat looking things, those would be deductible because you wouldn't really wear scrubs or lab coats to like the club or something like that. Or maybe you will, but it's not meant for that. Other types of clothing that are deductible are like promotional or advertising type of clothing, obviously with your brand, your logo, your business's brand and logo on it, that's all deductible. But normal clothing that you can get off of Nordstrom, Target, those places, they're not deductible. One other type of clothing that's deductible are like specialty or protective clothing. Like if you're a construction worker, you need protective hats or protective gear to meet safety requirements. Those are deductible, okay? Or if you are, in an industry that requires really special like shoes or something, like maybe you run a basketball or a soccer coaching business and you want to provide shoes for your coachees, something like that would all be deductible because they're specialty. What about cell phone? Your personal cell phone, you own your business, you don't really have a business line, you use your personal phone to take personal calls and business calls. Is that deductible? Well, actually, yeah. Some of it is deductible. It's not 100% because if it's your personal phone, you obviously use it for personal reasons too. But if you use it for business reasons as well, then you can assign a percentage of what is deductible. So like if you say you use it like 80% for business, then 80% of it is deductible for the business. Is the IRS going to question that? They might. I have not seen it happen because it's usually such a low expense that they don't really care about it. But yeah, that's something that would be deductible. What about tickets to a basketball game or hockey game or whatever, that you want to give to a client, or if you want to bring a client to a game, is that deductible? Before the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2018, that would be deductible, 50%. But now it's not, okay? Anything that's considered entertainment is no longer deductible. So, gone are the times, at least for now, are the times where you can gift, a couple ball game tickets to a client, or gone are the times that you can bring a client to a ball game and have it be deductible. A lot of bigger companies might buy like private suites or private boxes, bring a bunch of clients and colleagues over and expense the whole thing. That's no longer deductible. However, the food that you buy at the ball game, if you're bringing a client or a colleague, that's still deductible as long as it's for business purposes. Maybe you're having a meeting there or discussing business, that kind of thing. As long as it's business related, the food can still be deductible, but the actual tickets and admission are not. Now, sometimes when you buy private boxes, the ticket includes the price of food as well. It's all lumped together. In that case, the whole thing is not deductible because it is lumped in with the entertainment. So in that case, the food and the entertainment are not deductible because they're lumped together. All right, home office furniture and equipment. That's a good one. So, especially with the pandemic going on, a lot of people were forced to set up their home office, maybe upgrade their desk, their chair, their monitors, their computer, that kind of thing. Those things are all fully deductible as long as it's for your business. So yeah, home office furniture, if it's specific for your business, is deductible. And the last thing I'm going to go over are home office espresso machines. And this one was actually brought up to me by a friend, which I thought was an interesting little question is, could you deduct an $800 espresso machine that you bought for your home office? And the answer I would say is no, because it's your home office. It's at your personal home. It's not necessary for your business. It's more of like a convenience thing, maybe a luxury thing for yourself at your home. So that is not deductible. If you have an office location, that's for your business and you bought an espresso machine for that location, that is deductible. But if it's for your home, I wouldn't say it's not deductible and not allowable. All right. So that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. Again, I'm going to be doing a series of these moving forward here and there to kind of keep you all updated on the frequent questions I have on what's deductible and what's not, and hopefully it will clear some things up. So if you found this video helpful, please give it a like and share it with anybody you think that might find it helpful also. And also, if you're new here, again, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. And check out my other videos on whether or not your business should buy a car, the depreciation on the car, and any other tax related videos that
that you might find helpful. All right, so that's all I got. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.
I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a sticker. She picture perfect, so I told her